I look at him and he's literally swaying, like he's literally like this, like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I asked him, like, are you hypoglycemic? Do you have low blood sugar? He was diagnosed with depression. So they've given him antidepressants. And on top of that, he's doing stuff, alcohol and various other stuff. This is like drunk plus other God knows what substances he had used. Like fourth day, he calls me and he tells me that I got into a road traffic accident, and apparently he's telling me that he had multiple fractures and he hit his head and he needs stitches and everything. And like, I don't want to die like this with this because of someone else's carelessness. Bro, do you think I am like some 5-year-old girl where you can lure me with sweets and chocolates and candies? I mean, like, what the actual fuck? I am like, fuck no, I am not coming with you. Like, whatever, bro, I'm leaving. Bye. This is yet another story time because I'm starting to love the process of yapping in front of the camera, and I have enough experiences to talk about. So I thought, why not? So basically, this is about a good guy who once was my good friend. Basically, this guy, let's just call him Dumbass because that's what he is, and I genuinely don't want to spend time searching for a name to address this guy. I am not that jobless. So anyway, so basically, this Dumbass and I met in first year of college, and we were a part of this big friend group, and we used to talk. We were not really close, but we used to talk because we used to see each other because we were all part of that group and like whatever. So obviously, just like any other friend group in college, it shattered into multiple parts. And I also stopped talking to this guy, and we kind of like people just kind of drifted apart. So basically, me like me and him, we started like talking again when we were in like fourth year of college, and we like met each other like on the corridor of the hospital, and we started talking, and like it was like it was a good interaction, and like we started like hanging out, and we started like talking like every other day and everything. And he was in a relationship, I was in a relationship, and we used to like keep each other accountable because like when exams would come up, we would like like talk about certain things, like the topics that we did not understand, and we would like try to teach each other stuff and all of that. And so there was this one very rough patch that I had in, it was my lowest phase, one of my lowest phases in medical school that I had, where I had a relationship breakup, I had a friendship breakup, and I used to live in a horrible flat with two horrible people, and I like things in flat were not really great. And during that phase, this guy was really there for me as a friend, obviously. And like I would literally call him up and like cry for hours and hours, and he would still be there to like like talk to me. He made sure that I'm like feeling like good and everything, and like and I was like, okay, fine, he's a good friend. And I remember him coming and telling me that you're like my little sister, and you're like one of the closest people that I have right now in my life, and all of those things. So I've shared a lot of my stuff with him, he's also shared a lot of his stuff with him, and he had like family issues, and he really didn't want to do medicine and all of that stuff. So it was going really good. And there was this one time that he called me, and he was like, let's hang out, let's go to snow park, and I'll call a few of my other friends, girls and guys, like both were there. And I was like, okay, fine, I don't mind, let's go to snow park and all of that. So basically, the apartment complex that I was in, when you get out of that apartment complex, there's this lane and you have to walk, and at the end of the lane, there's this main road. So he was like, I'll call you, you come there, I'll pick you up, and then we'll go to snow park, and then I'll drop you back. So I was like, okay, cool. So I reach the spot, and then I look at him, and he's literally swaying, like he's literally like this, like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I asked him, like, are you hypoglycemic? Do you have low blood sugar? Are you dizzy? Like, what is going on? What is the scene and everything? And this guy tells me, yeah, and then this guy tells me that no, I've had two pegs, I had 2 3 pegs, and I'm just high. And I am like, bro, what? And you want me to sit on your scooter when you're high, like when you're drunk, basically? And by the way, there's one more thing that I would like to add. In the past, there had been an instance with this guy where we had plans to go for dinner, and this guy again told that he'll pick me and drop me because it was night, and he, I mean, that is a bare minimum. So he was like, okay, fine. I was like, okay, fine. And he came, he picked me, we went, we had dinner, and he dropped me back to my apartment. And then he's telling me that apparently he's high. And he also told me that he was seeing a therapist, and he was diagnosed with depression. So they've given him antidepressants, and on top of that, he's doing stuff, alcohol and various other stuff. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you being a medical student, first of all, you shouldn't be doing all this, but like, I obviously counseled him, and he's like, yeah, and I got pissed. I got really pissed because I'm like, I literally sat behind you on the scooter. Like, what if like something would have happened, like a million things could have gone wrong. Because drunk driving, obviously, and that too, this is not only drunk, this is like drunk plus other god knows what substances he had used. And then I was really pissed, and he was like, I'm sorry, and he apologized like a million times, and I was like, okay, whatever, fuck it. So I went back to my apartment, and this is 1 year back, by the way. And I went back, and for the next 3 days, his phone was unreachable. Whatever texts, whatever calls that I would do, it would not go through. So I was like, what the fuck? Did something happen to this guy? And I'm actually panicking because I'm like, is he in trouble, or like, what, did he meet with an accident, or what happened? And then on the like fourth day, he calls me and he tells me that I got into a road traffic accident, and apparently he's telling me that he had multiple fractures, and he hit his head, and he needs stitches and everything. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? And obviously, I did not like make him feel even more miserable because he was already miserable as it is. So yeah, so this was what had happened in the past for context. And now forward to the part where he's high and he's telling me that I've had 3-4 pegs, and he's still expecting me to go with him in his scooter to Snow Park. And I'm like, fuck no, I am not coming with you. Like, whatever, bro, I'm leaving. Bye. And this guy, and I start walking away. This guy comes behind me, he catches my hand, and he's like, no, don't go, Ranjana. I have choco lava cake. I got choco lava cake for you. And I'm like, bro, do you think I am like some 5-year-old girl where you can lure me with sweets and chocolates and candies? I mean, like, what the actual fuck? And I got even more pissed, and I started like, so basically there's this lane, right? So I'm like walking fast, and this guy runs behind me. I'm inside my apartment complex. This guy comes and he starts raising his voice, and he's like talking really loudly at this point, and he's sobbing uncontrollably. And then everyone in that apartment complex, there were these security guards, there were these other random aunties and uncles and kids. They're all just looking at me and him, and like, what the fuck is going on? And I looked at him, and I'm like, bro, just don't do this. Like, what are you doing? Let's just go inside my apartment, we'll talk. This guy is like, no, he's just crying, and he wants to like tell his entire life history then and there only. And I'm like, okay, whatever the fuck, let me just get it over with. And this guy proceeds to tell me that apparently he's diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and he's depressed, and he's like in sequence he's telling me about all the people who has done him wrong in his entire life. And I am like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you drank, and you were okay in putting your life along with my life. My life is important to me, even though most days I feel like a piece of shit, but still I don't want to die like this. I want to do a lot of things in life. I don't want to die like this, with this, because of someone else's carelessness at least. And I'm like, bro, what are you even yapping about? Like, just what the fuck? And then this guy proceeds to tell me that apparently he's seeing a cardiologist, and or his cardiologist his cardiologist told him that if he does not like stop his alcohol habits, then he might even get a heart attack or whatever, because as it is, his cholesterol level was like through the roof and everything. And he showed me the report, and it was actually pretty high. So I was like, okay, but why are you yapping about it like right now? Like, you are not going, like, instead of like taking accountability for your action because you drank and you were ready to put my life in danger, you are coming and yapping about all the problems in your life. What the fuck? And then he was like, no, it's not like that. And he's continuously crying and crying and crying and crying and talking about his ex. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, at this point, I'm getting really, really pissed. Like, I just, every time I take a turn and I'm trying to go away, because there are like 3 blocks in this apartment. So we are in front of the first block, and my like flat is in the Like it was in the third block, so I have to go there, and this guy is not letting me go. And every time I like turn to take a step, he comes running behind, and he's like calling my name, and people are like looking at me, and it was like it got really weird really soon. So I am like, what in the actual fuck is going on? And then this guy later, while he is apologizing, like some like few girls were walking, and they wanted to like go towards the main road or whatever, so they were walking, and he's checking every other girl out, like literally like top to bottom. And I got the ick, and that was the time I got the ick, and I was like, fuck no. And I went off, and I did not really respond to his calls or texts, because I'm like, this whole situation really like icked the fuck out of me. I mean, I got the ick, and I am like, no, this is like this, I don't want to like reciprocate with this kind of bad energy, and I'm just like, just leave me the fuck alone. That was my mindset. And then after like a few days, I had to go to college for some reason, and I ended up meeting a senior of mine. And I had to go to college for some documentation work, and I ended up meeting a senior who was a common friend of this dumbass and like me. And even though we were not, me and the senior, we were not very close, but I have seen him like hanging out with the dumbass guy. So I was like, we started talking, and this guy came as a topic of the conversation. And I told him, all this happened and everything. And then he proceeds to tell me that apparently this guy is such a cheap alcohol addict, who's like, and also creepy to say the least. So what this guy does is that apparently, or what this guy did is that apparently he went to this senior guy's house. He drank his alcohol, whatever he had in his house, and he ordered alcohol from outside. He drank that too, and he refused to pay, and he refused to admit the fact that he drank that alcohol also when this senior guy was not at home. I mean, how fucked up is that? And apparently the shop that he ordered alcohol from, they ended up calling the senior, because this dumbass gave this senior guy's number to the delivery boy or whatever. And they call him, and he's like, the payment of this much is pending. And then he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I never ordered alcohol, I never drank, I don't know what you're talking about. And then the senior guy confronted this guy, and he asked, hey bro, what are you doing? Like, did you order, or like did you drink? And he's like, no, I swear on my mom, I swear on my dad, I swear on everybody, oh my god, I've not done anything like that. I mean, the audacity. And then, like, this was just one of the many things that he told me. Oh, and one more thing was that apparently there was this time where the senior guy, this dumbass guy, and a few of his other friends, they went for a movie, went to see a movie or something, and there was this girl who was sitting next to him, and apparently, so they're all like friends basically. And this girl was she was going through something, and she was in a very vulnerable state, and she's crying, she's sobbing, and this guy was apparently trying to make out with that girl while she's opening up to him about her situation back at home or whatever it is. And the senior guy was telling that it was just so uncomfortable to watch. And finally, that girl, I think she realized what this guy's true intentions are. She just left the movie midway and just stormed out of the theater. And I am like, I heard all this, and I just cut off contact. I like blocked them everywhere, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this, because I just feel when a person shows their true character, and when you actually get to know that this is how someone is, you should not wait another day. You should not be like, oh, let me give another chance to this guy. No, I've been I have been through so much trauma that I don't need another trauma caused by some man again in my life. So I'm like, oh hell no, this is what I'm doing, and I cut off all contact with him. And that's when I realized this thing: men will do anything but take accountability for their actions and act like victims in situations that they create. I mean,